I'm a soldier. Not because I trained for it, not because I dreamed of glory, but because some distant emperor decided that my village owed him blood. One day I'm chasing chickens barefoot, the next I'm holding a rusty spear and being yelled at in a language I barely understand. I don't even know who we're fighting or why, but I'm told it's an honor to die for something bigger than myself, which is great because I'm about to get crushed by something way bigger, like an elephant, or a Mongol, or dysentery. But here's the real kicker. This has happened, over and over, in every century, in every empire. So let's take a little tour through history's worst draft notices and find out just how bad it sucked to be born as a soldier. 1. Roman Legionary, Battle of Teutoburg Forest, 9 A.D. They say Rome will last forever, that the eagle of the empire flies higher than any god, that we, the legionaries, are invincible. Yeah, tell that to the forest. I've been marching for weeks. My feet are mush, my armor's rusting from the rain, and I haven't had a hot meal since Gaul. We were promised glory. Instead, we got Germany. The Teutoburg Forest isn't a battlefield. It's a nightmare with trees. You can't see 10 feet in any direction. It's wet, it's quiet, and it smells like something already died here. Then the arrows start, not in volleys, in whispers, one by one. We scream, but the trees scream louder. You hear your comrades fall, but you can't see them. Just shadows moving between trunks and blood soaking into the mud. I stab into nothing. I run in circles. I trip over corpses and land on more. Our commander keeps shouting, "Form up!" But how do you form up when you don't know where up is? We were 3 legions strong, 15,000 men, veterans of campaigns from Africa to Britannia, and yet we are being slaughtered by people with no armor, no formation, just pure hate, and the home field advantage. You ever hear a Roman scream for his mother? I have. You ever be the one doing it? Yeah, that too. By the time the storm ends, the empire's pride is buried under the mud and moss of some cursed forest. 3 legions gone. Just like that. Turns out the worst part of being born a Roman soldier is dying as one, alone, in the rain, in a forest that doesn't care how glorious your empire used to be. Mark 2. Trench Soldier, World War I, Battle of the Somme, 1916. They told me I'd be home by Christmas. They didn't say which Christmas. It's 1916. I'm 19, but I feel 80. I haven't seen the sun in weeks. Just mud, endless rotting mud. It's in my socks, my food, my dreams. Rats the size of cats scurry between corpses like it's a buffet. One of them's got a name now. We call him Corporal Nibbles. My trench is a damp coffin. The walls are alive, with lice, with mold, with the sound of men losing their minds at 3 a.m. Every cough echoes like a death sentence. And the air? It's thick with mustard gas, blood, and regret. The only thing worse than breathing here is not breathing at all. We're told to go over the top every morning. That means climb out of the trench and run across no man's land, a poetic term for a field of mud, barbed wire, and machine gun fire that chews men up like popcorn. Yesterday, Private Harris made it 10 feet before his lungs exited his chest. Today, it's my turn. They hand me a rifle. The barrel's cold. My hands are colder. A whistle blows. I run. Explosions. Screaming. A man next to me drops without a sound, half his head still blinking. I don't know where I'm going. I just keep moving, praying the bullets pick someone else. My foot catches a body. I fall, and that's when I realize I'm alive. For now. Back in the trench, someone says we gained 8 feet of ground. 8 feet. That cost us 20 men. But hey, at this rate, we'll reach Berlin in about never. The worst part of being born a trench soldier? You're not just fighting the enemy. You're fighting the mud, the madness, and the math of dying in fractions. 3. Mongol Conscript, 13th century. Yesterday, I was a baker. This morning they burned my bakery. This afternoon I became a soldier, in the loosest, most sarcastic sense of the word. The Mongols came at sunrise. We didn't even have time to ring the temple bell. No warnings, no negotiations. Just fire, arrows, and horsemen who ride like the wind hates them. By noon, my city was rubble. By evening, they lined us up, the survivors, and gave us two options: fight for them, or become part of the next wall they tear down. Guess which one I picked? Now I'm holding a spear made from a tree branch and praying it doesn't snap when I poke someone with it. They tossed me into the front line with a few dozen other terrified volunteers. Our job? Run at the enemy and make noise. Basically, human decoy, meat shields, disposable warm-up act. I'm standing next to a man who used to teach poetry. He's crying. I'm trying not to join him. There's a real Mongol commander behind us, bow drawn. If we run, he shoots us. If we stay, the enemy does. This isn't a war, it's a meat grinder, and we're lunch. They told us if we survive 3 battles, we get a real sword. As if that's something to look forward to. As if we'll survive one. The worst part about being born a conscript under the Mongols? You're not a soldier. You're a warning to the next village. You don't get remembered. You don't even get buried. You're just another name no one ever knew, dying for a flag you didn't choose, in a war you didn't start, wearing armor you made yourself, out of fear. 4. Soviet soldier. Stalingrad, 1942. They say Stalingrad will make a man out of you. That's a lie. It turns you into smoke. I was 17 when they gave me a rifle. Well, half a rifle. I hold the barrel. The guy next to me has the stock. When he dies, I get the rest. That's called strategy. They loaded us into a train like cattle, shipped us to the front, and shoved us straight into the mouth of hell. Stalingrad isn't a battlefield. It's a haunted factory of rubble, ice, and screams. The air tastes like metal. The snow is gray. The buildings don't have walls, and they have memories. We're told not to retreat. Ever. Not even one step. There are NKVD officers behind us with pistols. If the Germans don't kill me, our own guys will. Every day we fight for one floor of one building. We take it in the morning, lose it by nightfall, take it again tomorrow. There's a sniper in every window. Artillery falls like rain. I haven't seen a tree in 3 months, but I've seen a man's insides freeze solid. We eat boiled leather boots for dinner. We drink melted snow mixed with gunpowder. My friend Victor used to sing songs about Moscow. Now he just stares at the wall and whispers to someone who isn't there. I write letters to no one, just in case someone finds my body, just in case someone cares. They told us we're defending the motherland, that we're heroes. But if this is what being a hero feels like, I'd rather be a ghost. The worst part of being born a Soviet soldier in Stalingrad? You're not fighting for victory. You're fighting to die slower than the guy next to you. 5. Samurai Ashigaru, Sengoku period, 16th century Japan. Yesterday, I was planting rice. Today I'm wearing wooden armor and charging into a battlefield because some warlord I've never met decided my village owed him honor. They call me Ashigaru. Sounds fancy, right? It means light feet. Basically, the guys they send in first to absorb arrows so the real samurai don't get dirty. My weapon? A bamboo spear taller than my house. My training? The village drunk yelled at me for 5 minutes and showed me which end goes in the enemy. Now I'm marching in perfect formation with 500 other terrified farmers. The generals sit on horseback behind us, waving flags like it means anything. Drums are pounding. Arrows are already flying. I hear screams. Some are mine. They say dying in battle brings honor to your name. Here's the problem. I don't have a name. I'm the 3rd son of a tenant farmer. No land, no sword, just debts and calluses. I watch men around me fall like grass. I step over a friend I grew up with, the arrows still twitching in his neck. My legs keep moving, not out of courage, out of fear. There's nowhere else to go. We charge. I stab blindly. Something hot splashes my face. Blood? Mine? Someone else's? Does it even matter? I wake up later in a pile of bodies. The battle's over. I survived. Hooray! They say I've earned the right to serve in the next one. And the next? The worst part of being born an Ashigaru? You don't fight for glory. You fight so someone else can write poetry about it. And no one ever writes poems about you. So, what did we learn? If you were born a soldier in the wrong place, wrong time, or just with the wrong face, odds are you weren't fighting for freedom, honor, or glory. You were fighting for someone else's throne, someone else's pride, or someone else's bad map reading. History doesn't remember the names of the meat shields. It remembers the winners, and even they usually got stabbed by a cousin. You survived if you were lucky, or quiet, or short enough to hide behind a taller guy. So, the next time life feels rough, just remember, at least no one's making you charge into machine guns with a stick, barefoot in the snow for a flag you can't spell. You're not weak, you're just historically lucky. Now, hit subscribe before someone drafts you for the next one.